New games, a free trial, and a possible event where we might see what the future of Stadia holds this year. We're going to be breaking down all the latest Stadia news, and we're going to begin with an APK insight from 9to5 Google about Stadia's 4.6 Android update. While a lot of it tends to be backend stuff for things to come, such as changes to the touch gamepad UI, two recent changes seem really interesting to me. First up is broadcasting and spectator mode. Two strings were found using both terms, and while we don't really know what it means as of yet with what we have, it could just very well be an update for the YouTube live streaming feature. It may also be a way to actually just stream directly to friends that you specifically choose to, sort of like how Discord works. I actually think it would be awesome if that were the case. But the other thing found in this APK breakdown is a bit more significant, because it suggests that device motion controls are coming to Stadia. It seems to be aimed at using your phone as a motion controller, and this would come in handy for certain games. Certain titles like Just Dance can already do this sort of thing without Stadia, but it being supported through the platform itself is only a good thing. Giving developers options is never a bad idea, and it has me questioning whether that rating for House of the Dead remake may actually be incorporating their motion controllers here. If they could manage to make something work there, it would be an extremely cool showcase after all. But now let's move on to the new games coming soon to Stadia. First up is Mad Streets. It's a physics-based party game which has an emphasis on fist fighting. It seems very similar to a game like Gang Beasts and should prove to be a very fun and hilarious time if it's anywhere near as enjoyable. You can expect Mad Streets to arrive March 15th. The second title announced on the latest This Week on Stadia blog post is Ryan's Rescue Squad. It's a family-friendly platforming title that's available on the Stadia storefront right now. Speaking entirely for myself here, I'm not too excited about either of these titles. That being said, I don't think I'm the target demographic for them. As a side note, I do also want to mention that March 14th, those who are subscribed to ESO Plus will get access to the Ascending title add-on. This is the next Elder Scrolls Online big adventure, so that's something to look forward to if you play ESO. Now let's move on to the next bit of news, and that revolves around a free trial for Dead by Daylight. All Stadia users, regardless of Pro membership, will be able to play for free starting March 10th to March 14th. This is perfect timing to go in and enjoy the new chapter, Sadako Rising, inspired by Koji Suzuki's novel Ringu. But now let's move on to what I think is probably the most anticipated news of the day, and that's the Google for Games Developer Summit info for March 15th. Surprisingly, the Stadia social handle has been kind of actually pushing this event quite a bit lately, and it's to the point where I think a lot of people are starting to raise their expectations for what we might see. The Stadia community blog post itself even uses the wording to tune in as we go deep in a series of technical presentations and learn more about our plans for Stadia this year. And as excited as I am to see what actually gets shown here, I need to make things very clear. Don't go into this expecting any sort of Stadia Connect-like event. It's a bad idea full stop, and it will probably only lead to disappointment. Let's not forget that the title of this event is the Google for Games Developer Summit. Most of it is going to feature on technical talk, and while we may see glimpses of what's to come, I wouldn't expect any sort of big game announcements if that's what you're hoping for. I just want to get this opinion out there because I know a lot of people are going to start hopping on that one sentence and start hyping it up as if it's going to be a big deal when we don't really know what exactly we're getting. I wouldn't expect a full-on roadmap for this. If anything, my expectations are in line with their develop from anywhere stance. They've added new developer tools and have been focusing a lot on it in the recent Google blog posts, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that talk be just about that, as well as new features and tools for developers to take advantage of to make porting easier. And if we're gonna go crazy with speculation, at least let's go all the way. Stadia Gen 2 where? But that's enough of that. Let me know what you think will be announced at the Google for Games Developer Summit when it comes to Stadia. And if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, this has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.